Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla and the new show Overflow episode 7. It is now official that the Tesla Model Y did become the best-selling car in the world once again in 2024. And Audi has closed its factory in Brussels as Europe's deindustrialization continues. And full self-driving might be coming to Europe and other places soon, or might even already be here. And Tesla's ramp in China has officially begun. And Tesla has finalized a deal for its first showroom in India. And Tesla have some of the most loyal owners according to new study. All of this and much more in today's episode. Let's dive right in.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
We have got some official confirmation. Yes, indeed, the Tesla Model Y did become the best-selling car in the world in 2024 for the second year in a row. As Nick also wrote on X, the Tesla Model Y is the best-selling vehicle worldwide in 2024. As we could also see, statistics showed as Tesla's China VP Grace Tao posted the following. The Model Y has once again claimed the title of the world's best-selling passenger car for 2024. And as Ray for Tesla wrote, the only vehicle that can surpass the Model Y is the refreshed Model Y. Test drives are now open nationwide. So yes, the Model Y is not just any old car, it is a very special car. The first electric car in the world to become the best-selling car in the world. But it was also the first premium model ever to become a best-selling car in the world. This is something that no one else has ever been able to do. As you can see on this list of the top 10 vehicles for 2024, you don't find any BMWs or Mercedes or Audis on this list. BMW's best-selling model in the world is their compact SUV, the BMW X3 series. It sold 350,000 units in 2023, so not even in the same ballpark as the Tesla Model Y. And the Mercedes GLC, a compact luxury SUV, is their best-selling vehicle, and it sold worldwide 238,000 units globally in 2023. And Audi's best-selling model is the Audi Q4, a compact luxury crossover SUV with approximately 332,000 units sold in 2023. So, in fact, you can combine both the Mercedes and the Audi and the BMW's best-selling models, and they still didn't sell as many units as the Tesla Model Y did last year. This should show you just what an amazing achievement it is what the Tesla Model Y has done. Not just is it the first electric to be number one, but also the first premium model to do that as well, as no other premium model is even close on these kind of numbers. This is just unheard of. And now the refreshed Model Y is hitting the street, and the reviews of the car is very good, from Top Gear to Auto Express to local Chinese influencers. So the world's best-selling car has just gotten so much better, and the demand seems to be very high. So let's see if Tesla can pull off a miracle with the refreshed Model Y and still be the best-selling model of any kind in the world in 2025. The year they will also make the factory upgrade to the new production line in all 4 factories. Now that would be an amazing feast if they can pull that off. But since this is the best-selling car in the world, and number 2 and number 3 on the list here is just behind them, I think they might not be able to produce enough, as Tesla will no doubt lose a huge amount of units with the shift in all 4 factories. But maybe we will also see a dip in sales from the Toyota Corolla and the RAV4, as they don't come as pure BEVs. So the race for becoming the world's best-selling car in 2025 could be close once again this year. But it's going to be very exciting to follow. Audi's Brussels factory is set to close, releasing its 3,000 workers who went in for their last shift on Friday. The downfall of the European auto manufacturing continues as Audi's Brussels factory has closed in the Belgian capital, releasing its 3,000 workers who went in for their last shift on Friday. Halfway through the last year, production was already reduced and between 1,500 to 2,000 jobs were cut. At the end of October, no serious investors or buyers had emerged for the factory, leading to the decision to close the factory here in February. As one of the employees said, "It just feels weird that it's coming to an end. When you have been coming here for 15 years, the factory is a big part of your life. Then, all of a sudden, it's over. It's like a whole part of your life is over." Yes, this is unfortunately the harsh reality for many European auto manufacturing workers, as the utility rate in their factories are too low and their workers are too expensive compared to the competition in China. So now Audi's production from the Belgian factory will be moved to China and Mexico, as Audi's profit margins were deemed too low and the Belgian workers were too expensive. I think this will only be the first of many to follow, as China is taken over as the car manufacturing hub. They have become the biggest car exporter, but have also made significant innovation in automation. Many think it's only because of the cheaper labor that China can manufacture cars that are so much cheaper than anyone else, but that is only part of it. One thing China has been focusing on over the last decade is to get more and more of the production automated with no human involved at all. So combining that with the cheap labor force and all the materials for the cars are basically sourced locally, it makes them very hard to compete against, as Michael Doan also wrote. China as a manufacturing base is simply impossible to match in scale, supply chains, materials, regulatory speed, and intensive of competition. Yes, exactly, which is shaking the foundation of the European auto industry. As their biggest market, China don't want to pay a premium for the Europeans' EVs, as they can get local EVs that are even better, but for a fraction of the price. And as China is also moving extremely fast to EVs, so the German markets there are shrinking, forcing them to cut production, making their utility rate of their factories even worse, and making their competitiveness on price against the Chinese worse as well. And it's already 30% more expensive to build a car in Europe than China, and this will only get worse. A very bad death spiral we are seeing the beginning of, with Audi's closing their factory in Brussels. Not something that comes as a surprise, unfortunately, as I have been talking about this in my videos for 5 years now, but a truly sad story of the deindustrialization of Europe that just seems to continue. Full self-driving might be coming to Europe and other places very soon, or it might already be kind of here. So firstly, an over-the-air software update is coming to Tesla's cars, as Omar wrote on X. New Tesla software update rolling out the same full self-driving. But then Yngwe, or something like that, wrote, and this release goes to Europe. So that is, of course, all good. But then we started to see that people here in Europe, if you go under the upgrade your software for the car in the app that once said full self-driving software package, now says full self-driving supervised. And this one is for Switzerland. If approved, Switzerland will release immediately, as this aligns with Switzerland's recent decision to allow full self-driving cars on motorways starting March 2025. I don't see this in my country of Denmark just yet, so this will no doubt be rolling out slowly in Europe, country by country. But if everyone can see, in Switzerland maybe, that can show that less accidents occur in Teslas running on full self-driving supervised, we might get some very good data to get approval in other countries as well. And we did also see some Teslas with LiDAR on them, which Tesla uses to test their full self-driving system, and this was being tested in the Netherlands. And this lines up with what Elon said at the earnings call, that to release unsupervised full self-driving in Europe, they had to go through the Netherlands, which is their primary regulatory authority. Then the Netherlands present them to the EU, and Elon thought it would happen in May, and they expected it to be approved at that time. So a lot of things are pointing at full self-driving supervised might be coming very soon to Europe as well. And Elon did confirm once again that Tesla is only waiting for regulatory approval. So they are ready to roll it out, just waiting approval. So if Switzerland approves first, it will of course just roll it out there to test it out. So very, very exciting. But it's not just Europe that we are seeing that full self-driving supervised might be coming soon. As Tech AU also wrote on X, Tesla updating terminology to full self-driving supervised in Australia. Coming soon. So Tesla owners in Australia have had the option to purchase full self-driving upgrades since 2019, just like here in Europe when the Model 3 shipped with hardware 3. At the time, the software update was called full self-driving package, just like in Europe, but new evidence shows that Tesla are getting closer to ship full self-driving supervised that is available in the US, Canada, Mexico, and more recently China. So that is all very, very exciting and lines up with what Tesla has said, that they are only waiting regulatory approval, and it seems like they are getting ready to release this to other places as well. But in China, where it was just released last week, out of the blue, we are seeing a lot of excitement about the product as predicted. As Ray for Tesla wrote, the general consumption from Chinese full self-driving testers. Full self-driving is extremely human-like, unlike many other Chinese systems, and confident. Driving is silk smooth, like a seasoned human driver. Cautious to pedestrian and mopeds. Area of improvement, recognizing a bus lane, bike lanes and traffic lights, picking correct lane to go straight or turn left at intersection. And Elon also replied to Ray for Tesla, I heard it was the leading topic on Douyin, which is TikTok in China, and Ray replied, yes, going viral on major social media platforms like Douyin, Weibo, Rednote, etc. It should have got over 1.3 billion views already on different social media. 1.3 billion views. That's 15% of the world's population. That is mostly positive. Of course, not all, but talk about a well-played marketing strategy. Didn't cost Tesla a penny, but 1.3 billion people and counting knows that Tesla's full self-driving supervised has launched in China. And full self-driving in China seems to have no problem handling scenarios like DUI checkpoints and highway toll gates without any interventions. Was full self-driving trained by watching public available videos on these scenarios? It works like magic. And we have seen people trying to take it to the limits in China, like this one, where Tesla's full self-driving navigates dirt mountain road in China. Now that is epic and really shows what basically only Tesla can do. And millions of people are seeing this. And Nick also shared this one, Tesla's full self-driving navigating very tight and busy lanes in China. Tesla has solved autonomy. This is nuts. Like I said, the demand for Tesla's car in China will only increase with the launch of full self-driving supervised in the country. And Tesla Chan also wrote that in one of his posts. The publisher revealed that a friend in the car experienced full self-driving and went home to order a Tesla Model 3. So we are seeing not only did Tesla get like 170,000 pre-orders for the refreshed Model Y in a couple of weeks, but now it is not just the launch edition, but Tesla also starts selling the regular Model Y in China, which have up to 10 weeks delivery wait time. So it seems like demand is not slowing down in China, quite the opposite. But we also have to remember that the production of the new refreshed Model Y is of course not very high at the moment, so it will take a month or two to really get an idea of the demand in China. And we have had Huawei CEO comment on the full self-driving rollout in China. Here is a translation from Ray. We are thrilled to see Tesla's actively advanced full self-driving deployment in China. The future of intelligent driving isn't just about technology. It's about a deep commitment to safety. Oh yes, user experience and value. We are eager to collaborate with top global partners to drive progress and innovation in China's intelligent driving industry, delivering exceptional experience and creating real value for user remaining our core mission and unwavering pursuit. Nice to see some praising words from one of the competitors in China about the Tesla full self-driving system. But we did also see this rumor, as Nick wrote. According to the Washington Post, Tesla is aiming to launch free robotaxi ride when it launches. Massive if true. This is probably nothing, but if I should speculate, I would say maybe Tesla want to test out a few Robo vans as well. The bus they also revealed at We Robot Day, but have them limit to maybe a few buses driving on a particular route and making the drive free of charge. That would be some amazing advertising for Tesla with this futuristic bus driving around as the robotaxi fleet is rolling out this summer. And if Tesla has a few prototypes of the Robobus ready, why not test them out when they get approval anyway, but make them free of charge as they will be limited. But a nice way to test them out, and they will only need a few people to keep an eye on them from a remote position. So it would not be very expensive, but would be a massive PR stunt. Just remember, full self-driving rolling out in China went viral. Think about a Robo bus, how much attention that is going to grab. But this is probably nothing but just a fun little speculation. And let's squeeze in the last short news topics into this news show. Yes, it's time for the Tesla shorts. SpaceX did prepare for the Starship test flight number 8, but unfortunately there was some problems and they were not able to lift up. So we have to wait a little longer for this amazing launch. And speaking of SpaceX, they just released a little video about their Starlink factory. And like most Elon Musk companies, their rate of progress here is just quite mind-blowing.
There's like an interesting stat where like the odds of being struck by lightning in your lifetime are like about 1 in 15,000. And we make 15,000 dishes a day. If the odds of a defect happening are the same odds as being struck by lightning in your lifetime, it's almost guaranteed to happen one time in this factory a day. So you have to have like a very intense focus on quality.
Right now, we're in Bastrop, Texas at the Starlink manufacturing site, just about 20 miles east of downtown Austin. So the main function of this site is to produce our standard Starlink kits. Right now we're producing 15,000 a day straight out of the factory. Raw plastic pellets come in, raw aluminum comes in, and we make those into the Starlink kits and then ship them right out to customers' homes.
When you manufacture the product that you design in-house, you're forced to live with the mistakes. What that means is that you're very motivated to quickly innovate and iterate such that you can rapidly improve the process. Our previous generation of the production line was maxed out in terms of capability, and the demand for Starlink has kept growing. So when we sat down to go design this factory and this version of our production line, we were really forcing ourselves to innovate. The future of this factory is growth. We're in the middle right now of constructing an expansion to our current factory. We're going to add over 1 million square feet of manufacturing space over the course of this year and allow us to continue to insource more of our manufacturing processes so we can continue to go from raw material to completed kit within the walls of this factory. I can't understate the hard work of all the employees at this factory who've made this a reality. Less than 2 years ago, this was an empty building with no employees. And over the last 20 months, we've built a factory from scratch. We've gone from producing 0 kits to over 70,000 a week. And we've gone from 0 employees to over 1,000.
Roland shared a nice chart on X, and as we can see, 12,400 new Teslas was insured in China last week, up from 6,900 the week before. Last week was the first week that included the new Model Y deliveries, so this is going to be very exciting to follow and see how this goes as production ramps up. But I am still quite amazed that they have been able to basically keep up with last year's numbers in China, while they are making this big shift of the Model Y. They're only down like 10% year over year. If that is all they're going to drop in sales in Q1 because of this shift, I think that is truly a stunning performance from the Tesla team in the Shanghai factory. But let's keep an eye on the numbers over the next couple of weeks. And Arash also tried out the new full self-driving version 13.2.8 and seemed to think it was quite good. As he wrote, full self-driving 13.2.8 is literally mind-blowing. I didn't think it would be able to get out of this situation, but it did it beautiful.
No way. That's wild. That is wild. That is wild. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. 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 Okay.
And GVEC today announced a landmark partnership with Tesla, making the cooperative the first in Texas to participate with Tesla as a utility-scale virtual power plant resource, leveraging 17 megawatts of residential battery system to bolster the Texas wholesale energy market. Very cool. The energy sector is also being disrupted. It is not only the automotive sector. And things are moving forward with Tesla in India, as Tesla has finalized a deal for its first showroom in India, leasing a 4,000 square foot space in Mumbai. So it will be very interesting to see Tesla dipping their toes in the Indian market, opening up a whole new market for Tesla. And we did see a very nice video about Tesla's new Model Y automatic trunk, and it seems to be working very, very nicely. Very cool feature. And deliveries of the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra, their performance version, have officially begun. And this is definitely one to keep an eye on. Not only was Jim Farley very impressed with the car and didn't want to give it up, but last year this single model sold more units than Ford and GM did with all their EV models in the US. And in January alone, here in 2025, they sold 20,000 units for the first time in a month. And their target for 2025 is 300,000 units. So a good start to the year for the SU7 and seems to be on target. And Data Dynamics wrote on X, Tesla energy is quietly booming. When the stock is struggling, focus on the fundamentals is key. Exactly. And what a rise Tesla's energy business has done over the years. It went from basically nothing in revenue to $10 billion in revenue in about 10 years. And it has only just begun. And GM and Tesla have the most loyal owners according to a new S&P Global Mobility study based on an analysis of over 13.1 million new retail vehicle registrations in the US during 2024 calendar year. So Tesla won the overall loyalty, ethnic market loyalty, and highest conquest percentage. Nice. And there is a reason why Tesla has so many loyal customers. It's because they are just very great cars. Just listen to what's inside a video about his new purchase.
One of the weirdest things that's going on in the world right now is people are taking Teslas and spray painting on them. They are saying mean things about Tesla and about Tesla owners. I love Teslas. They're great cars. And just because of all the bad stuff that's been happening and all the people that are mad, I decided to buy a Cybertruck. Welcome to the family, Tesla Cybertruck. The one Tesla that I haven't owned, I now own.
But it's not just the legacy automakers that are struggling a bit. Not all EV startups are doing great either, as AJ wrote on X. Struggling EV maker Polestar, controlled by Chinese automaker Geely, secured a $450 million loan after negative cash flow depleted the company's cash reserves. Additionally, the company announced the release of Q4 2024 result was delayed to April. Over the last 1 year and 5 years, Polestar's share price decreased 40% and 89% respectively. The stock's underperformance is likely explained by not meeting fund managers' expectations. For example, legendary fund manager Gerber Kawasaki, so Ross Gerber, overestimated Polestar's sales success by over 500%. Like many fund managers at the time, Gerber Kawasaki was carried away by the next Tesla fallacy, which assumed that other EV makers could follow in Tesla's footsteps and deliver similar results. Yep, but failing to understand that all the new EV startup had Tesla to fight against, which Tesla never had, and of course an ocean of new EV models coming to market at the same time, failing to understand that the competition didn't come for Tesla, as they were already at scale. The competition came for the competition. That is all we have time for in this news show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. It really does help this video out a lot so others can find it on YouTube. And if you did like it, maybe you want to consider hitting that subscribe button, notification bell, so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. And if you're already a subscriber to the channel, thank you so much for the support. But if you want to support the channel even more, remember you can, for as little as $1, become a patron of this channel, or become a member of the YouTube channel to get a shout out as some extra perks like early access, ad-free versions of my videos, exclusive videos. So hit the members button or check out Patreon to find out more. And don't forget to follow me on X. I post pretty much all the news as it comes out and a lot more. And check out the merch store to get some merchandise and support the show. It is also possible to support the show without becoming a member or a patron. There is a donation option down below or on my website bestintesla.com. You can also become an executive producer and get news articles, exclusive videos, behind the scenes, and access to all my research charts and spreadsheet also on bestintesla.com, or as simple as hitting the super like button. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.